Okay, good afternoon, everyone. This is Ling. I am Product Manager of Access Control and Video Intercom in Hikvision, UK and Ireland. So if you have any questions during the trainings, during this webinar session, feel free to type your questions in Q&A session. We'll answer them during the webinar as well, and also afterwards if there's still some questions remaining in the Q&A session. Okay, hope everyone can hear me loud and clear. So today's webinar, we will mainly focus on the current Hikvision video intercom system. So we'll go over it briefly and give you a general overview of the video intercom system. And then part two, then we'll go into more details about the features and highlights of our video intercom systems. And then it follows the last part, the product showcase. So give you an idea what we are currently selling in the market. Okay, so firstly, some of you may be aware that currently all Hikvision video intercom system is second generation video intercom system. So what's included in our second generation video intercom family? So basically we have two different systems. One system is IP system. So it's a pure IP system. You just need to use a network cable for the power and for the connection. So these are all our IP video intercom family. So within this IP, second generation IP video intercom family, we have for the modulars, for the door station, we have the modular door station as it displayed here. Not every module are displayed here. We will go into more details in later slides. So we have the modular door station. And we have another types of door station is our villa door station. So also it shows you here, we have 1 button, 2 button, 4 button options. And then also this small 1 button option. Then for the indoor station, we have different varieties to choose from. And then we'll go into more details later as well. So all those IP video intercom products, they share similar features. So they can all be, for example, they can all be powered by standard PoE. So only need a standard PoE switch. And then we have a Cctv integration included in the whole IP system as well. So we'll go more in details in the next chapter. Okay, so the first system is the IP system, pure IP system. Then the second system in our second generation intercom is the two-wire IP system. So as the name shows, we can use the two wires to connect the devices and also for the power. But then it can also give you some IP functionalities, actually 4 IP functionalities. We'll also explain about this feature a bit later. But then to wire them up, it's using 2 wires. So within this family, it's only our modular door station. We don't have the villa door station here, only the modular door station. And then indoor station, we have these 2 indoor stations for the 2-wire IP family. Okay, so apart from the individual products, we also offer kits. And so these are the kits that we already have in the market. So we have the first one is the IP kit. So just one-to-one, 1 button to call 1 indoor station. This is the 2-wire IP kit, also just 1-to-1. And this is also 1-to-1, but with the villa door station. And then this fourth one is also the villa door station, 1-to-1. So this is with a P, so it's with a power adapter included in the kit. This is with S, that means within the kit, there's a standard PoE switch within the kit. And also you notice some kits also include the SD card, okay? So that's one kit for villa scenario, for small office scenario, but still it comes with all the second generation features. including mobile app as well. So it's a mobile app also supported on the kit. So maybe you're wondering, when do I need to use the two-wire IP system? When do I need to use the IP system? So it's basically depending on the scenarios. So basically we can, there are new building scenario and old building scenarios. So for the new building, of course, we can deploy new network cables in the system. But then for the old building, they may already have existing two-wire cables in the system. So in order to keep the installation cost low, we can keep using those two-wire cables. So in this scenario, then we recommend to use our two-wire IP system. And then for the new building, we usually recommend to use our IP system. So even though the cabling is different, but those two different systems, IP system and two-wire IP system, they share same functions, same features, including you can have the IP cameras viewed on the indoor station. So also on the IP system and also two-wire IP system. Then the camera module is exactly the same in IP and the two-wire IP. And then this camera can also be added to recorders for 24/7 live view and the recording. So IP system, of course, you can add the camera, so it's just like an IP camera. And also the two-wire IP system, the camera can also be added to the recorders for 24/7 live view and the recording. And of course, our mobile app can be supported both on IP system and on two-wire IP system. So even if you're not at home, you can still receive the call on your mobile app. And furthermore, these two systems can actually work in one system. So that means if you have a two-wire IP door station, as long as they are in the same network, the door station can also call the indoor station in the IP system. And then the IP door station can also call the two-wire IP indoor station. So these two systems are completely compatible with each other as long as they are in the same local area network. So this gives you an idea of a very typical IP system. So you can just all use a standard PoE switch for the power and for the connection. So in this case, we are using the network cable. So you can see the indoor station here. It can be added to an app. So you can also receive the phone call on your app. And then within this network, you can also have our software to receive the calls from the door station. You can also have the master station to receive the call from the door station. And those cameras, IP cameras, can also be added on the indoor stations for 24/7 live view. For live view, so it's not all the time. It's like 30 seconds per time when you want to view the camera. And this camera on the door station, it can also be added to the recorders. And for the app, you can have up to 5 apps to receive the same call from the door station. Okay, so similarly, this is the two-wire IP system. So different from the IP system, we are not using standard PoE, but rather the two-wire IP distributor. So this is kind of the same function as the standard PoEs for the connection and for the power to the indoor station and also to the door station. So the connection between them is just 2 wires. Okay, but from the distributor, it can also connect to network. That is why this whole system has the IP functionalities. So this camera, because of this connection, can be added to the recorders for 24/7 live view and the recording. And because of this, these 2 cameras can also be added to the indoor stations for live view as well. And then indoor station has the Wi-Fi function, so it can be connected to the Wi-Fi and then added to the HiConnect app. So you can also receive the call even you are not at home. So it's the same, looks very similar to the IP system. function-wise, they are exactly the same. So the existing 2-wire cables can be reused to achieve all the IP features. Okay, so you now know about our IP system, our 2-wire IP system, and then what are the features and highlights in those systems. So I first begin with our IP system. So in our IP system, the second generation, they can all be powered by standard PoE. So you don't need to use our old distributor to power up the system anymore. So just need a standard PoE switch. That's very easy. And also the cameras, we have upgraded the camera to 2 megapixel and also very wide FOV. You're able to see it in later slides. And then for our IP system, you remember about the modular door station. So it's very flexible in different scenarios. So customers can choose whatever module they want. And also, of course, we have the CCTV integration within the whole video intercom system. And the second generation, we have also upgraded the whole functionality. So it's very easy to use for the installers and for end users. So we'll also introduce about this four-step startup wizard a bit later to show you how easy it is to set up the system. Okay, so this camera on the modular door station, you can see it has a very wide FOV. It's 180 degrees. So it's like a fisheye camera. So you can almost see everything in front of your house or the office. So that means you don't need to adjust the lens because the lens can already see everything. And also it's a 2 megapixel camera. Also comes with the night vision. So it's no matter daytime or nighttime, you can still see very clearly what's happening at your door. And so the whole system, very easy to control. So in this case, you can see our app still supported in our second generation video intercom. So you can receive the call on your app. You can remotely open the door from the app. And if in any case there's an alarm happening, those kind of alarms can all be pushed to the app as well. So we can react immediately. And for the second generation, so currently you can also share your account to other users. So up to 5 users can receive the same call from one door station. So if you have if there's a big apartment scenario, a lot of doors, you can also have up to 9 door stations calling to the same room. And for the within one room, you can have up to 6 indoor stations. So 1 main indoor station and 5 indoor extensions. So that's in total 6 indoor stations can receive the same call at the same time. And you can also have a neighbor call if you would like. So neighbor to neighbor call is also available on our second generation video intercom. And for the door station, for the modular one, we offer different mounting brackets. So you can do either surface mounting or flush mounting. So we have offered 1 module or 2 module or 3 module brackets. So you can combine 1 or 2 or 3 or 3 by 3. So it totally depends on how many modules that you have in the door station. So as it states here, you can have, this is the main unit. You can have 1 main unit and connect to 8 sub-modules, extension modules. But then this has a condition. So the condition is if you don't have this display module. So if you have a display module, then it's only 5 extension modules that you can connect to. So as I mentioned, it's the whole second generation system. It's very easy to use. So this shows you the 4-step startup wizard that is currently available on our second generation video intercom system. So after you power up the indoor station, just using a network cable, and then power up the door station just using the network cable to the standard PoE switch. So all the products are new. And then this is what you're gonna see after you activate the indoor station with your own password. So the first step, so this 4-step startup wizard is what you're gonna see after you activate the product. And then after this 4 step, you will be able to call just a one-to-one. So it's very easy. So I guide you through this. So this first step is the language setting. Of course, no brainer, it's English. The next step, next step is to set up the IP address of that indoor station. So by default, we have this IP address already set up for you, but of course you can enable DHCP if you would like, or set up your own IP address if you would like. And then it goes to the third step is to set up the room number of that indoor station. So by default is 1. And then you can also set up the indoor station type. So if it is an indoor station, then just a normal master indoor station. If it is an indoor, you can choose this to indoor extension. So remember, you can call up to 9 indoor stations from one button. So if you choose that indoor station as indoor extension, then that's the indoor extension that will be needed to link to a main indoor station. Okay, so in this case, if it's just one-to-one, then you choose indoor station and just keep the room number as 1 and next. And then the 4th step is very crucial step, is that it will give you all the online devices within the local area network of that indoor station. So basically here you will see all the online door stations. So you can activate the door station from the indoor station, and you can configure the IP address of that door station on the indoor station. So this is the configuration page of the door station on the indoor station. Okay, so you can keep it as default, or you can also enable DHCP if you would like, or set up your own IP address. So after you set it correctly and click on OK, and then you choose that as your door station, and after you click on finish, then that's your one-to-one video intercom system. So after this 4th step, you will be able to call from the door station to the indoor station. No need for the PC, no need for the software to set up the system. So this is just a very simple one-to-one scenario. You can use just the indoor station to set up the system. Okay, and then all the CCTV integration is included, including these cameras. All the IP cameras can be added to the indoor station, so you can view up to 16 cameras on the indoor station. Not at the same time, but we can add 16 cameras on there. And then this camera on the door station can be viewed on the recorders as well. So it can be 24/7 live view and the recording, including audio. Okay, and of course, every Hikvision products can be managed by our IVMS 4200 or Hik Central Pro. Okay, so some extra features on our 2nd generation video intercom is only available currently on our Villa door station. So that includes the Wi-Fi functions. So those two, also it needs to be supported on the model. So if there's a W at the end of the model, that means it supports Wi-Fi function. So you can also connect wirelessly from the door station to the indoor station. And also these two series can support web configuration. So it means that in some situations, you don't need RVMS 4200 to set up the system. So some settings can be done on the web page as well. So it's the same way as our other cameras recorders. So the web configuration is also supported on the Villa door station. Okay, not on the modular for now, but on the Villa for now. Okay, so this is the video you already see. I will show you this configuration one. So you'll be able. So this is the camera on the door station. So this is our 7-inch indoor station. So you see this 4-step startup wizard. This is the 3rd step room setting, and this is the door stations on in its local area network. So after we finish, it's all done. And then it also shows you how to add this indoor station to your app. So simply just scan that QR code to add to the HiConnect app. And then after you add in it correctly, you'll be able to see the live view on the indoor station. Okay, so it comes to our third part, the product showcase. So you already see this, our second generation IP video intercom family. So what's all included? So that includes, for the modular one, it includes the main unit and then the other sub-modules or extension modules. So I usually refer to them as sub-modules. So the connection between the main unit to the sub-modules are just RS-45 connection. And then that cable comes within the brackets. Okay, so the modular, if you want a whole product, you need to choose the main unit. That's an essential one, that's a must to have, the main unit. And then depending on different applications, you choose different sub-modules. And depending on how many modules you have, then you choose the mounting frames. And then the connection between the main unit and the sub-units comes with the mounting frame. Okay, so the network cable, network port is on the main unit, of course. So actually, I display here two different main units. One for IP system, so that's will end with 1, and then the other is 2-wire IP system that ends with 2. And I didn't actually. Then there's only one model for the submodules. Why? Because those can be used for both IP and 2-wire IP, because this connection between the main unit and the subunits are just RS-45 connection. So it doesn't matter what the main unit is. So that means those submodules can either be used in IP system or 2-wire IP system. So the port, the network port or the 2-wire port is on the main unit. Okay, and so for example, if you want to choose this one, so this is a display module. On the display module, you'll be able to see the contact list. So who is in building where, and you can call directly from the display module. And you on the display module, you'll be able to see the instructions on how to use the keypad. So how to enter the code hash to open the door, and how to call the room by just to press the room number and hash to call. So the instructions are all on the display module. So if in this case you have the main unit, display module, and then a keypad, and then you can choose this main unit. So if it is an IP system, you choose this first one, and then display module, and then keypad. So that's the 3 modules that you have. So then afterwards, you need to choose which mounting frame you are going to use. So it depends on whether it's surface mount or flush mount. So if it's a surface mount, then you choose the 3 module mounting frame. So that's the third one that you are going to choose. And if you want extra rain shield, then you choose the third one as well to go with this surface mounting frame. So after that, that's the whole door station for your system. Okay, so if for small scenario, you can also just choose 1 main unit and then 1 module. That's your system. So it's very easy. So I'll explain a little bit about other modules. So the display module, I have already explained instructions on how to call the room, how to use the code, and also up and down you'll see the contact list. And then for the keypad, if you have this, you can use the code to enter. You can call the room directly from the keypad as well. And so this is the name tag module. So there are 6 name tags on there. You can insert your information of each room, and you can call up to 6 rooms from this name tag module. And information module, where you can insert a paper instructions to give people information. So this is the information module. We have two different card reader module depending on which cards that you're using. So either EM card, so it's a 125 kHz card, or MiFi 1 card, so that's 13.56 megahertz card. So depending on which card that you choose, you can choose which card reader module that you are going to use. So usually I will recommend MiFi 1 card. And then the indicator module, just indicator on there. The first icon will be lighted up if you're calling, and the second one if someone picks it up and asks you to talk. So that this icon, the second icon will light up. And the third is the door is open. So when someone unlock the door for you, this icon will light up. So it gives people indication on the status of the door. So this can be used in scenarios where they for hearing disabled disabled persons. And then we also have the blank module just to reserve a certain space, or if you have like maybe 5 module, and then you may find it's better to insert a blank module. So that's the one for you. And then we also have the cutout module for third-party panel mount reader. Okay, so basically these are all the current modules that we have. Okay, and then for the Vela door station, these are the one that we currently have. So on the left is our 6 series small version Vela door station, 1 button only. Okay, and so this model specifically here, displayed here, there's a card reader on there and the 1 button. So if in the model there's a W at the end, that means this one also supports Wi-Fi. So that's the one with Wi-Fi and the card reader and the 1 button. Okay, and also comes with it. You can also order separately a ratio to go with the installation. And then this one here is our 8 series. Excuse me. So this is our vandal-resistant Vela door station. So also the camera, of course, the camera is here, and then the indicator, and then the buttons. Also, the button actually depends on which model that you choose. So we have 1 button, 2 button, 4 button options. So this is a 4 button module, and then also there's a card reader included as well. So that's the vandal resistant one, and then there's also 2 different ratio to go with it, either surface or flush. Okay. So all our door station, they are IP65, and IP system, of course, powered by standard PoE. And then if it is a W, it means it supports Wi-Fi. Okay, so that's our Vela door station. So for the indoor station, we have those 3 different, actually, if it's also considering color, we have 4 choices here. So for the IP system, we offer these 4 different choices in our IP system. But if it is a 2-wire IP system, we only have these 2 in our 2-wire IP system, the first one. Okay, so also you can see it by the name here. 1 is IP, 2 is 2-wire IP. So 1 here is IP and 1 here is IP. Okay, but all of them support the 4-step startup wizard plug and play features. Okay, and so you can either surface mount, or you can also purchase extra tablets brackets to go with them. Okay, so in the middle, this one is our award-winning indoor station. This is my personal favorite. Aesthetically speaking, it's more pleasing. And then there's a physical unlock key button here. So someone calls, you can just click on that to open the door. While the others, you need to find that unlock button on the touch screen. So this is much easier to use. And also the screen that the screen that we use on the award-winning one is much better than the other 2, because so because of that, you can, if you really see these 2 different indoor stations in front of you, you can clearly see the difference on the how good the display is. Okay, and then for the 2-wire IP, a little bit difference is on the distributor. So although the door station, I mentioned that this submodules is the same, yeah, but there's something different. So this main unit, we have this 2 at the end for the 2-wire IP, and all these, they can be used for the 2-wire IP modular door station as well. But then the different thing is in the 2-wire IP, because we don't use the standard PoE, but we use the 2-wire IP distributor. So these 2 different distributor need to be included in the system. So I'll explain a little bit about the difference between the 2. And this is just the power adapter to go with them. So if you have one of that, you need to have one of that. Okay, so this just transforms 220 volt into 24 volt. So this is the difference. So the 706 one is to be used to connect to the devices. Is to be used to connect indoor station and door stations. So that is essential in every 2-wire IP system. So that can be used to provide power for the indoor station and the door station. But the -S, the KD706-S, can only be used to connect between the distributors. So it cannot be used to connect indoor stations and door stations. So I'll give you this diagram as a good example. So you can see here, we have this KD706 to connect to the devices for the power and for the connection. So only 2 wires here, and every one of them have a power adapter here. And you can cascade those 706 up to 15 of that. So if you have more than that, you need to have a 706-S in between the distributor. Okay, so this is to can be used to connect between the distributors, And then if you have this door station, and of course you connect to the 706. Okay, and then you can use this to connect to network cable. Okay, and something more, if you connect to the door station from 706, then we recommend you to use the channel 6 for the door station and other channels for the indoor station, because this can provide more power, and sometimes door stations may require more power if you have more submodules. Okay, so last but not least, I would recommend this Intercom designer tool available on our official website to you. So on using that tool, it is an online tool. You can easily design your Intercom project, and then in the final step, it will help you to export a product selection list. So you can see here, we choose the modular door station as our main door station. So you can choose the main module, the submodule, and also the brackets as well on the Intercom designer tool. So you can see you can have up to 8 extension modules here. And then you can also, there's also the indoor station options on the tool as well. So I'll fast forward a little bit. So those are the indoor stations in the IP system, and also the master station. We only have one master station here. You can choose also the accessories. So those are all just for reference. We don't list all the accessories here, but just for reference. So if you want more options, you can go on our website and then see it from there. And then this is the last step. So you can review the products that you choose, the door stations, the indoor stations, and other accessories. And then you can export those products that you have chosen into a PDF version. So in that PDF, it will have all the model names that you have chosen already. So these are all the models that you have chosen. Yeah, so this is a tool to help you to design an intercom project. Okay. Okay, so that's all I would like to share with you today. So basically, it's our second generation video intercom system. We have the IP version, we have the two-way IP version, and then within the IP version, we have the modular door station, and then villa door station, and the different varieties of indoor stations. And for the two-way IP, we only have the modular door station and the indoor stations. But then those two different systems, even though they are using different wires, one network, one two-wire, but they can achieve the same IP functionalities. Okay, so thank you all for joining me today. I will look at more questions unanswered in the Q&A session. If you have more questions, feel free to type it in there, and I will ask them right away. Okay. So for those who are interested in the cabling thing, we have actually, this is for your reference. It is also available on our website. So depending on different wires, it then gives you different distance. Okay, so please refer to this cable. So I wouldn't recommend you to install more than 16 meters in any two-wire IP system. So depending on that, you may need more of the IP distributors connecting in between, because it can cascade. So you can cascade the IP distributor so that you can achieve longer distance. Okay, so how to open the gate? You can open the. So I'm not sure what do you mean by a remote fob? Maybe I think you may refer to a long distance card reader. So currently our card reader is our proximity, so it's a close distance. So we don't have yet the long distance one. And more space in back. So I think you mean by the two-wire IP system. So how is it the two-wire IP system connected to the system? So that is using our two-wire IP distributor. The two-wire IP distributor is used to connect to the indoor station and for the power and for the connection. And then this distributor can also be connected to the network. And because of that, the whole system has IP functionalities. The cameras can be added to the indoor station, and then this camera can be added to the recorders. But if you don't need all those IP functionalities, you don't need to connect this at all. It doesn't matter. As long as you have the two-wire IP distributor in between, then this whole system can work. So the app functionality can be realized by using the Wi-Fi functions of the indoor station. So if you don't need any of the one that I mentioned, you don't need to connect that. So you just need the two wires connecting the system up, and then add the indoor station to the Wi-Fi network, and then connect. Then that's how you can add this to the app. So we will share the presentation afterwards. So you will be able to receive it in your email. So currently the line crossing is not supported on the door station, but if you add that camera on the door station to the recorder, and if the recorder can do on the camera, then it's the recorder function. So for the IP system, the cable distance usually is within 70 meters. So for the secure module, it's connected via the RS-45. So we have actually in our release notes, we have explained there how to connect to that. So it's the secure module will be needed to connect to the door stations via the RS-45. So the release note is available on our UK portal, where you are able to download all our latest firmware, and also it's included in there. So Hikvision currently do support the video intercom system, so you need to use the latest Hikvision Pro version 1.6. So concerning the space in the back of the outdoor station, I'm not sure what you're referring to. So it's more like there are blocks behind that door station, so it can be connected to the locks, connected to the more modules, and also connect to alarms if you want like. So please refer to also our user manual. There are more information on the back of the door station. So only one secure module can be connected to one system. So for the multicast and unicast, so it's not multicast, so just a IP system. And when it's ringing, we use the SIP protocol. So the secure module is an accessory that we introduced in our whole access control and video intercom system. So that accessory is an optional accessory, and this is only needed if you are worried that if someone breaks this door station, because this door station is connected to the door directly. So if someone breaks this, and then the door then will be open for them. So if you want to make the system more secure, then we will recommend to add in a secure module in between. So the secure module is installed on the safe side of the door, and then that is separately powered. And then the locks is connected to the secure module directly. So in that case, if someone breaks the door station, the secure module will still keep the door locked. So we don't provide lock power from the door station. So the locks require separate power. Any more questions? So for someone interested in the secure module, this is the one that I've mentioned. Okay, I will wait for another 10 seconds for more questions. If you have more questions, please type in the Q&A session. If not, then we will, and this webinar is finished. Okay, 5 seconds countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so thank you all for joining me today. Hope you learned a little bit about our video intercom system. Okay, so class now is dismissed. Have a lovely afternoon and evening. Okay, bye.